Alpha Minecraft. A time where you didn't have the option to sprint, where there was no hunger bar or any different type of meat besides pork chop. A time where the best thing you could find was a diamond, and the only other dimension was the nether. A time where you couldn't click and drag items. Oh my god. This is a version of Minecraft that I imagine not a whole lot of us have played in the last 10 years since it came out, but that doesn't stop it from being talked about. I never really understood the idea of Minecraft being scary. Sure, as a kid I would play all those old Herobrine mansion maps. Those were made to be scary. No, what I'm talking about specifically is the old versions of Minecraft. The alpha, the beta, even 1.0. People had been talking about how scary those versions of Minecraft were compared to the newer versions for years. There are even Reddit posts about this exact topic. There is no game that captures that feeling of isolation and loneliness that Minecraft beta/alpha can. The simplistic and vast world is just freaky to begin with. The world feels dead. There isn't a lot you can interact with compared to modern Minecraft. The only food from animals being pork. The silence broken by periodic cave sounds just gives an unease while playing. I literally almost jumped hearing the sound of grass being stepped on, thinking it was a creeper when it's just a sheep. It truly feels like you are alone and isolated. Yet for some reason, you still feel like you're being watched. That's what makes it so terrifying. So, what is this video really about? Well, honestly, I wanted to see for myself. I wanted to install the latest alpha build of Minecraft and figure out what was so scary about these early builds. I've never gone back to play them. The earliest version of the game I've played in years was 1.8.9 with mods. So, I downloaded the alpha and went down the rabbit hole. The setup for the video is simple. It's 10 p.m., I'm playing in a completely dark room with the only light being my monitor, and nothing else except for Minecraft in front of me. Alright, so my plan is to play the alpha version of Minecraft. As you can see, I've got alpha 1.2.6 here. I boot alpha Minecraft up, change the control for the inventory, and create my world. Almost instantly, something felt off. I am a seasoned Minecraft veteran, so I did what every good playthrough starts with, chopping trees. However, the forest burned in the distance, which caused me to stop breaking the wood. I remind the audience, and myself, I swear that this is just a world I loaded up. Admittedly, a lava pool burning down a forest is not that uncommon in a Minecraft world. But it was just one of the many coincidences that I noticed while playing. Anyways, I started actually getting some wood to craft a pickaxe and mine some stone. Every Minecraft world usually starts out the same, and I believe even the alpha builds are no different. I also learned that the alpha builds also have an issue with capturing the game in full screen, just like the current version. So thanks, Mojang. Oh, there we go. Oh, my sensitivity's back to normal. Oh, you can't see it now, though. After seeing how quickly the fire was burning the forest down, oh my god, I decided to find a cave to mine some cobblestone elsewhere. This is when I remember the fog keybind, so I pressed it. There we go. I just toggled the fog. Just to remind you, everything that you see/hear is completely 100% my genuine reaction to the things happening. You guys couldn't really see, but I just thought I heard. I'm being so dead ass. I thought I heard something behind me. So I turned around to check. Obviously, there was nothing. It could have been the dark room or the silence that Alpha Minecraft gave off, but I already started to check behind my shoulder. Eventually, I found a place to mine some stone. Then I fell down a hole. Oh, oh my god, that original sound scared me. I'm not used to it. Things were pretty mundane, and I gathered some coal for the way. I then made an observation. It's eerily silent. Like, really eerily. Which I guess is not something that you normally get in Minecraft. Before making some torches, I started doing what I do in every world, making a 2-block wide staircase going down into the stone. Nowhere to go but down, right? After digging down into the darkness, I looked behind me. It felt odd. The silence that I had mentioned before was deafening. So I placed a torch to give myself some light, and then I stopped my mining to look around, almost forgetting that music in Minecraft had even existed in the first place. Don't get me wrong, I love the Minecraft soundtrack. I think C418 is a genius, and I've listened to it for years on end. I have the music percentage up fully whenever I play the game, always looking forward to hearing it while I'm out and about. Hell, I even listened to the playlist recently when studying for my psychology final. But something about the pure silence being broken by this out-of-tune piano that I'm not so sure I realized was that horribly out of tune until now was eerie. Creepy, almost. Eventually, the music ends, almost abruptly so. That's it, huh? Then walked back towards the forest on fire. While exploring the burnt-down forest with fire all around me, I found a small opening to a cave. This cave netted me my first couple pieces of iron, and a view straight down to the depths. That sent, like, genuine chills down my spine. That genuinely, like, sent me into a panic. I found it coincidental that the moment I looked away from the deep cave, a cave sound happened to play. It's odd how perfectly timed the sounds in this game are. Now, cave sounds are in the modern version of Minecraft that we all know and love, and they still give me a little creep here and there. However, something about the sound paired with the silence of literally everything else sent a shiver down my spine. Funnily enough, this caused me to fumble around in the menu while making a furnace, and instead of making tools, I decided to make armor first. This is only really significant to me because I never make armor before tools in any Minecraft world I've had. Regardless, while the iron smelted, I talked to the camera a little. Yeah, like, yeah, cave sounds scary, right? But, like, I don't know. It's weird. I can't really describe it. Wait, when did Minecraft come out? Like, when did this alpha come out? I'll look up right now. When did the last alpha build of MC come out? The alpha phase ended December 20th, 2010. I remember as a kid, my brothers, well, my eldest brother specifically, he had bought Minecraft for his computer. Something like that. I don't exactly remember, but I was able to play like the old alpha build. I don't remember it. I don't remember this build of Minecraft at all. It's like a missing piece of my memory. I know I played this game. I don't like being out there at night. I'm honestly not sure what compelled me to leave the outside so quickly, especially when the cave has made me feel even more uneasy. When I broke my torch by accident, you can see me scurry to place it back. So, I ventured further into the cave to try and find more iron. I gathered some iron and a large amount of coal since I figured I would be making a lot of torches. After breaking a block of iron and finding a cave with a spider and skeleton in it, I decided to block it back up. However, after blocking it up and starting to break a piece of iron, something peculiar happened. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Did you hear it? Let me play it back again. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? If you're wearing headphones, you would have noticed the sound of someone or something breaking a block to my left. Now, the reasonable explanation for this is that the sound of me breaking the iron in front of me was somehow mixed up in the audio mixing, and caused it to play on my left as well instead of just in front of me. However, think about the situation I'm currently in at that moment. The unsettling nature of the game itself tied with the cave sound I had just heard moments ago, and now this, all happening in pure silence. I'm sure that it was just the audio mixing, and I have no other explanation for it. But at that moment, I could not think clearly. I just felt like I had to get away from that area. Don't want any part in that. But I'm not... Like, I hope that I caught that. Because it was... Something was breaking a block. So, I started mining iron once again with the intention of making a full set. Just staying away from that corner. I commented on some odd generation, which Minecraft has been known for previously. This is... weird game generation. Then, I mined some cobblestone for the road ahead, planning to use it to build a house somewhere. I don't know what it was, but I was still thinking about what I had heard. Like, I'm trying to think, there's no way I could have mistaken that sound for walking, because walking and a block breaking are two very different sounds. And I am correct there. This is what walking sounds like on cobblestone. And this is what breaking a block sounds like. Now this is what I heard in the cave. That is clearly a block breaking beside me. I was right, it couldn't have been walking. Speaking of walking, like, I've lit up like almost every... Those weren't my footsteps. I was shifting. Those were not my footsteps. Now, this was probably a mob, but I couldn't find any around the cave anywhere. So I got out of the cave, even in the dead of night. Fog was setting in pretty heavily, and the fire was still blazing. Oh my god. After killing some creepers, some music started playing. Oh, okay. I guess I never realized how out of tune and creepy sounding Minecraft music was, until it was paired with the empty wasteland that was Alpha Minecraft. Something about it really made me feel off. Regardless, I trekked to find a place to put my house. I watched as a zombie burned, and hit a couple of sheep to grab wool for the bed on the way there. After chopping down some trees, I found yet another burning forest right next to where I was going to stay. Trees also don't generate in this way. What is going on? The shape of the burning trees seemed off to me, but after looking closer at it, I'm sure the trees were probably normal. I feel like I'm psyching myself out, right? Like, I feel like I'm genuinely psyching myself out. I also found some mushrooms broken on the ground, which I pointed out as odd. Why are there mushrooms everywhere? After deciding that I had gathered enough wood, I cleared out a spot for my house and began building. I figured that a shabby looking house fit this version of Minecraft well, so I didn't want to go too hard on building like I usually do. I also tested out the different versions of the fog level, deciding to keep it on the highest setting. I set my stuff up, smelted some glass, and finished everything but the roof. I also found out that slabs didn't exist at the time.
Can't even tell. Slabs don't exist.
Finally, I made some stairs so I could finish the roof.
What is that, bro?
I don't exactly comment on it in the video, but it surprised me how quickly it got dark outside.
Let's get rid of this quickly.
I really just wanted to finish my roof so I wouldn't have to be out in the open. Before finishing my house, I made a full set of iron armor, which made me feel a little safer. The footage is extremely dark here, but I'll brighten it up to show you what I was seeing while playing. While gathering some more wood at night, a zombie sound scared me. After placing 2 flowers outside of my house, I took care of the zombies and then finished chopping wood.
They drop feathers? Ow! Holy shit, you do so much damage.
After debating with myself internally, I started placing torches outside of my house.
I wasn't putting those down before because I wanted to prove to myself that this game wasn't that scary. But the longer I was out there without torches, the worse I felt. So sometimes you just gotta give up.
Then, I finally finished my roof. The lack of music during the night was still keeping me on edge, but I toughed it out and took a good look at my house.
Basic house build. Pretty cute.
I finally figured out how the healing system worked.
This can I? Oh, I can.
Then I decided I wanted to make a mine inside of my house. I made ladders, then started to dig down.
I have never heard that sound before.
Despite not being in a cave, I heard a cave sound outside of my house, one I don't think I've ever actually heard. I then blocked off the door with a wooden plank. Don't ask me why, I'm not entirely sure. Turns out there was a cave underneath my house, with an alpha monster spawner inside of it. I ventured inside, expecting things to spawn, but nothing did, so I looted.
Actually. Saddle. Oh.
I don't even want to talk about that. Now, at this point, I had been on edge for so long that my anxiety was at its peak, and the spider spawning was not something I ever thought could happen. Even after looking it up for this video, I couldn't find anything talking about spiders spawning from chests. So, I just chalk it up to my extremely bad luck and say the spider spawned from the spawner as soon as I broke the chest. Finally, I made a goal for myself, and decided on getting a diamond to make a jukebox.
I wonder if the crafting recipe has changed, if I still need a diamond.
I blocked off the spawner room and decided to head deeper into the mine underneath my house. To my surprise, it was quite the deep cave.
Oh, okay. Hey, bud.
While down in the cave, even with the music playing, I found myself getting increasingly anxious that someone was watching me in my house. See, the way I've got my set up, it's very easy for someone to watch me without my noticing. Here's a picture of my setup, and here's a picture of what it looks like behind me. I have a massive screen door to the outside on my right, and an opening that goes to the front door in my kitchen behind me. I swear that I could see things ducking behind the corners, or even lights outside of my screen door, but I was just paranoid.
Look, I'm not playing this up for the bit. I'm not pretending to be scared. But I've found myself looking over my shoulder more in-game and in person. My goal is just to get a diamond and get out.
Anyways, it was time to venture into the deep cave.
Okay, not that way then, because I didn't like the sound that way gave me.
As you can tell, I was definitely anxious by this point. I found some gold and killed some more monsters. At some point, a creeper creeped up behind me, which is just classic Minecraft, you know? Also, skeletons are fucking cracked in this version.
Oh, bro's got auto aim. What was that?
After quite a while, I couldn't seem to find anything worth noting in the cave, so I ventured into the deeper parts. Once down there, and once again finding nothing, I decided to just start strip mining.
Okay.
I hit bedrock, then decided to go straight from there.
Is that bedrock?
At this point, I only had 2 torches with me and 0 wood, so I made the decision to constantly go back for my last torch so I could have some light.
Yeah, see, I don't like not having a torch.
This strip mining experience was probably the worst experience that I had while playing. Strip mining has always felt lonely in the new version, so this old version was enhanced tenfold. Every time I felt like something was watching me, I would turn around, only to be faced with a corridor that was pitch black. It felt like I was being stared at from the darkness. One by one, my pickaxes started breaking, and with no wood, I just didn't see how I could continue. So I turned back. I left my torches at the end of the mine, and when I finally reached the beginning, I turned around to look at where I came from.
There's something eerie about looking down a tunnel that you just came out of and seeing no light. Yeah, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm getting out.
Look, I can't make this shit up even if I wanted to. Coincidence after coincidence just stacking up. It took me a bit of time and some sloppy parkour to get back up to my house, but eventually I did, and without any diamonds, unfortunately. I sealed away my mine, and that was the end.
Okay, well, that's about it. I made a house. I played for about an hour, and you know, I didn't believe it, but I can say that I'm very definitely successfully creeped out. There are a couple of things that happened, real specifically timed, almost. Um, yeah.
That music wasn't edited in, by the way. It started playing on its own while I was talking. It's things like that, the small timings of everything going on that just kept me on edge the entire time. I talk a bit more about it in the video I recorded immediately after ending the playthrough.
Hello. So this is me after having just successfully played an hour of alpha Minecraft. As you can see, this is what my room was like. There's no light, just the illumination of my desktop in front of me. Initial thoughts, I was checking over my shoulder a lot more in game and, you know, in person. Little sounds that I would hear would make me turn around almost. And it's not like I thought I was playing a horror game. I didn't go into it with the idea of this is going to be scary because I was pretty against it. Originally, I had thought that it was bogus and like people were playing up for the bit almost. And after seeing all of those like ARGs and stuff, like all the old alpha ARGs, I think they're really very cool, but I think it's like playing up the idea of alpha Minecraft to an odd degree almost. I can't really explain it. I
I was scared, honestly. There were things that happened that scared me when I was talking about the tunnel at the end, where I was talking about the light at the end and how you couldn't see it and that cave sound. It felt like it happened because I said something, and especially the strip mining. The strip mining really scared me. I don't know what it was, but just having two torches and nothing else, slowly running out of like pickaxes and resources. It was an odd experience that I haven't quite felt in Minecraft. And this game came out when I was 5. I'm 20 now. Yeah, I don't know. Um I would love to know why this happens and how this happens, because I know that the game was not meant to be like that. It was not meant to scare someone. But there's something about it that just feels off almost. Um yeah, that's all I have to say. And that was my experience. I can absolutely say that Alpha Minecraft was able to give me a couple good scares and a feeling that I won't soon forget. I was going to walk away after that, honestly, but it got me thinking. I wanted to know why that happened. I wanted to know what makes this build of a game that was never meant to feel this way so unsettling. So, as a psychology major that I am, I took it upon myself to start doing some research. Before we talk about why Minecraft is scary, we first have to talk about something called a liminal space. The website verywellmind.com describes liminal spaces as the uncertain transitions between where you've been and where you're going, physically, emotionally, or metaphorically. Basically, it's the space in between. The backrooms are often attributed in being some of the first major known liminal space hubs when a post on 4chan sent a picture of this room, a yellow stained carpet and walls with humming bright lights. The post talked about accessing it by no clipping out of reality. The backrooms popularized the term of a liminal space, and more started popping out of nowhere. These liminal spaces were often described as filling people with a sense of corrupted nostalgia. Like they had a sense of what they were looking at and they had felt like they had been there before, but the memory was uneasy and off. Now, these backrooms have been changed quite a lot since that first original post. However, the original backrooms were meant to be empty, silent places that you would wander. There never used to be anyone inside. There never used to be any entities. It was just you and whichever room you were in, whichever place that you ended up no clipping into. Alpha Minecraft, just like those original backrooms, is empty. It's bland. There's no one there except for you. But it feels like there is. This is what I believe the Alpha Minecraft builds are built off of. I personally don't think these builds would be very scary whatsoever had Minecraft not become a huge game that we had all become very familiar with. If a liminal space is supposed to fill you with a sense of uneasy nostalgia, that's exactly what Alpha Minecraft does here. There's something called the Uncanny Valley, a theory where things that look vaguely like a human with just a couple things off will inflict an eerie feeling for anyone who happens to come across it. Think the Mandela catalog, or this odd yogurt commercial from the old days. I think that the Uncanny Valley can be used to describe Alpha Minecraft as well. You believe that you know what old Minecraft was like, that things were kind of just always there. But when you actually go back and play it, hearing silence almost everywhere you go, not being able to run like usual, and having no hunger bar, it's unusual. Things are just like you know them to be in the modern version, except everything is slightly off. It gives you that sense of the Uncanny Valley, that things are eerily similar, but not enough to where it feels comfortable. I think this is what gives that old legend of Herobrine the backbone to work, that feeling of nostalgia mixed with unease. It takes something you know and twists it, gives it a new form of life. When you really watch all of these old ARGs, they aren't changing much about how the Alpha Minecraft builds actually feel. They aren't using mods, they aren't changing huge things about the game, They're just using the tools given to them by this build. Now, in this sense of unease is where you feel the most vulnerable. Nostalgia is a powerful thing, and corrupted nostalgia is even more potent. The times I felt most scared were after build-up, after things were just so slightly off that all the coincidences no longer felt like coincidences. There is nothing inherently scary about Alpha Minecraft, not really, but it's the build-up and the expectation that drives the idea that something now lives in your game. Something is watching you from beyond the fog, just out of your line of sight. It can see you, but you can't see it. I think my final moments in the cave highlight this really well. As I stared back at the strip mine I had just created, I thought about how odd it was that I couldn't see the lights I placed. And in response, a cave sound, like the game was talking to me. That moment really did send shivers down my spine. And you can see it in the way I tried to get out of the cave afterwards. Minecraft is one of my favorite games. Hell, it's probably the game I have played most in my life as a kid and an adult. When I think about the tutorial worlds on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, I get that sense of nostalgia. But not the nostalgia that Alpha Minecraft filled me with. I can confidently say now that yes, Alpha Minecraft is scary, but not inherently. It's the way that our minds work, corrupting things on its own and sending those signals to us, therefore giving us that sense of unease. Or, who knows, maybe there really is something living inside of Alpha Minecraft, watching us from beyond and following our every move. Mojang only started removing Herobrine after the alpha builds, and they never really could fully get rid of him. Maybe he really was there, all along.